Wigan, well, they will have to follow that. They're still the favourites, but they hope they've still got enough talent on the field, I think, to make Widnes pay for perhaps the audacity of snatching Jonathan Davis before their noses. And there is Jonathan Davis getting a tremendous welcome from rugby league fans of all kinds. Wigan, Widnes, St Helens, a lot travelled over from Yorkshire and from Cumbria, Barrow and Workington. And quite a few even travelled up from Wales, even though Jonathan isn't playing. And what a day to travel up to. It's a very dull, wet Burnham Park, Bolton. The pitch in very good condition, though, despite the Bolton Wanderers v Gillingham match last night. It hasn't cut up all that badly. In fact, it's much better than I've seen for a good while, Alec.
Yes, but it's very, very slippery, Ray, on top. And I think we'll see a lot of kicking today, very deep. And we'll see a lot of good angling, because it is very slippy, and it's although you can't see it, it's absolutely bucketing down with rain.
Yes, but there's certainly sufficient talent in the sides, I think, to entertain the crowds. Huge contingent there of red and white to support the Wigan side. And electric atmosphere, very quiet around those dressing rooms, but nevertheless a touch of excitement in the air. And I think the signing of Jonathan Davis, even though he's not playing, has added to this John Player Special Trophy final. Kurt Sorensen, the big number 8, the Kiwi, the Widnes skipper, one of the veterans in the Widnes side. A lot of youth in that side. Phil Mackenzie, the hooker there. I was chatting to him on Thursday, and he said, well, I think we can win this game, Ray. Richard Ayres, the black headband behind Phil Mackenzie, one of the lads who come through the amateur network in rugby league. Hundreds upon hundreds of lads coming from the amateur clubs. Richard Ayres from Blackbrook in St Helens. And Wigan, the two Iro brothers there, Kevin and Tony, 12,000 miles away. They'll be watching in New Zealand. And skipper for Wigan, Ellery Hanley, surely one of the players that Jonathan Davis will have to rival in the next few seasons, the Wigan skipper. A real cup-tie atmosphere, Alec.
Yes, and I'm just looking as they walk out, Ray, and looking at the tension on some of the players' faces. It's really, really an important game. If you just look at some of the faces, some of them will be just jumping up and down. One or two of them are just saying nothing and standing there and thinking what they're going to do. But this is what it's all about now. It's getting near to countdown, and it's getting very close indeed.
Yes, and I don't think these players will want to be standing around too long in this wet, in this drizzle. It's very, very damp. These are the sort of conditions when you can very easily pull a muscle or have a little tear. But Widnes team, no Jonathan Davis in the Widnes side. Coach Doug Lawton allowing him to watch the match and sample the atmosphere. But the two Hume brothers, David and Paul, have been cleared of injury and they take their places. But no Derek Pike in the front row. Recent signing from New Zealand, Imosi Kaloto, the big, good ball handling second row there, takes his place. Tate, Myler and O'Fire, I think, will be the danger men. They're the ones that Wigan will certainly have to watch. And just being presented now to the Mayor of Bolton, Councillor Allerton and Mr Hookman and Ray Owen, the Widnes chairman there. But Wigan certainly have enough stars of their own. They've got real danger men in Joe Lydon there at number 4, Sean Edwards in the scrum half position, and the man, of course, who everyone has to watch, Ellery Hanley. And it'd be interesting to see how long Andy Gregory, that cheeky chappy there, sits on that substitutes bench. I don't think he'll keep it warm so very long. Settled his differences with coach Graham Lowe, asked for a transfer in midweek, withdrew it yesterday, and so brought back in the side. There's no Ian Lucas, there's no Nicky Kiss in the front row, and the two young under-21 internationals, Martin Dermott and Sean Wayne, take their places. And nice to see Andy Goodway, 6 weeks injured, coming back again via the substitutes bench. Certainly both these sides, very, very keen rivals on the field. Usually very few points settle them. And despite the weather, a very big crowd rolled up here at Burnham Park. And a good sprinkling of neutral supporters as well. And the pitch certainly, I must say, I think the groundsman has done a fine job. There was some concern in midweek about the soccer match being played last night, that it might cut up the pitch, but it hasn't. And an interested spectator, Jonathan Davis, not his first live rugby league match, he tells me. He tells me he was up to see Featherstone and Hull Kingston Rovers earlier in the year. And referee John Holsworth, a very strict disciplinarian from Kippax in Leeds, at the top of the referees' charts this season, his third final in 4 years. And I think both these sides know that Mr. Holsworth stands no messing. Very quaint flick of the wrist there from Ellery Hanley. He's obviously won the toss. And I think Mr. Holsworth saying, look, you know my reputation, any problem, and you're off the field. So, Widnes, cherry and white hoop jerseys, changing over, and Widnes in the white jerseys with the black trim. Very difficult game to tip a winner, Alec.
Well, it's pedigree of the highest calibre on both sides today, but it'll be interesting to see what the tactics are going to be. Wigan obviously will use Joe Lydon with a big boot down the field. It's very, very slippy, and he'll be hoping that he can pin Widnes back in their own 25 and take it from there. But Widnes, on the other hand, will play a different game. They'll come down the middle. They've got David Hume and they've got pace on the wings.
And two big lads in the centre, none much bigger than this 6'2" lad, Andy Courier, to kick off. And just look at that ball slide along the floor. Very, very wet on top. Dean Bell had his first game back last week, been out with for 6 weeks with a suspension. Number 2 for Wigan. Adrian Shelford, number 8 for Wigan, the big prop. He's had a fitness test this morning, got a certain amount of rib cartilage damage. Sean Wayne, number 10. Just broke into this Wigan side with the absence of injury of Ian Lucas. Lydon. What a good kick. Could have been a very awkward kick that if Rick Thackeray had not been really back on defence. So, first scrum of the match. Wigan never beaten Widnes in this John Player Trophy. 3 times they've met Widnes in the 18 years and 3 times they've lost. And already the tackling, keen. I think Mr. Holsworth will have to allow a lot of advantage, Alec, in this weather.
Yeah, so I think you'll see, Ray, this is what the kind of positional play you'll get from people from Wigan. You know, they'll be kicking the ball deep down because they realise that territorial advantage is going to be very, very important. You'll also see some ferocious tackling in the first 10 minutes, and it should be very interesting to see what tactics Widnes are going to apply.
David Hume. I think Widnes will be applying some tactics of kicking the ball deep into the Wigan half. Oh, that's a risky pass by Kurt Sorensen. Finds Courier. Richard Ayres. Been playing second row in recent weeks, but that's his favourite position, number 13. Well, Joe Grimmer determined not to go down. Tate, not a good kick again. Bell. Any kick through like that, the Widnes players having to stay 5 yards off the receiver of the ball until he starts running. Tony Iro. Oh, shrugs off Martin Lafire. There's great rivalry between this big New Zealand wingman, Kevin Iro, Tony Iro, the pair of them, and Martin Lafire. Edwards. That's a good ball. That's a better ball.
I think really, if we'd just held that ball then, it would have been a try, because I think the lad gave it him a little bit too soon, and I think Tony Iro would have done a lot better with that if he just held on to it another 5 seconds or so.
A good decision there by Mr. Holsworth. Spotted a Wigan player being pushed off the ball by Widnes. So the first real attack of this match. Wigan driving in, I think, with a couple of forwards. They'll edge closer to that Widnes line. Shelford using these two props. They're big, bold, 16 stone. It takes some pulling down. That's a bad slip from Jed Byrne. In actual fact, Alec, Jed Byrne there, the number 6, was actually going through the move in his head before the move was on,
yes, I think what he was actually doing was looking to change direction, and he wasn't keeping his eye on the ball, and that is absolutely fatal in these conditions. He must keep his eye on the ball at all times.
Widnes ball. Widnes never played here at Burnden Park. The conditions probably a little strange to them. They did come yesterday to have a walk round. Wigan played here on 3 occasions before. Mike O'Neill. Richard Ayres. Both these packs testing each other out in this opening 10-15 minutes, looking for a weakness. And the 6th tackle, Tate. Oh, good play by Bell. And really, Martin Offiah's got to put more better tackles in than that.
Well, he's made 2 tackles, Ray. Well, he's made 2 attempted tackles, and they looked very feeble indeed. And I'm sure that Graham Lowe will have picked something up that's playing on Martin Offiah. He's obviously not the best defensive wingman in the world.
Shelford. And I think Graham Lowe's using this big pack to drive down at first or second receiver. There is a theory in the game that if Widnes are brittle anywhere, it could be in the size of their pack. Oh, very calmly done by Tate. This lad bidding for a Great Britain spot this week since he came down from Kelso in Scotland Rugby Union. Hume, Myler. Sorensen. Again, a player about whom there was some doubt earlier in the week. Bruised shoulder tendons. Edwards. Oh, that's a good ball to Jed Byrne. That's a better ball. Oh, that's superb try. Kevin Iro. The gap was made for that Kevin Iro try by Sean Edwards. A beautiful slip pass. It put Byrne through the gap. And when Jed Byrne didn't have the legs, he had the intelligence, the craft to turn the ball inside. And there's not many people can stop this big 20 years old 6-foot Kevin Iro.
Well, what a start for Wigan. But just watch Sean Edwards here. He owes this pass to perfection. What a beautiful ball to Jed Byrne. Looks as though Jed Byrne could score from here, but he knows he's got support. Kevin Iro, big man, strong, fast, and does it well.
Yes, good try from this Kiwi. 13th try of the season. And Joe Lydon looking for his 34th goal. No, to the right. So just the one try. Wigan 4, Widnes no.
Well, to win cup ties, you've got to make chances like this. And just watch this. Perfection of the highest quality. A lovely ball from Sean Edwards to John Byrne. Turns inside Kevin Iro. Perfect play, lovely support, and a good try.
And again, Widnes keeping that ball along the floor, looking for the knock-on, but they don't get it. Jointly hold the record with Warrington for winning this final 3 times and never been beaten in a final.
It's interesting, Ray, already that Wigan are definitely playing on Martin Offiah's side, because they must think he's a little bit vulnerable. You know, he does stand a long way back, and if they can keep putting pressure on him, I think they'll capitalise on it.
Well, certainly I think Martin Offiah held off Iro a little too long though. Kaloto. This lad from Tonga, who played his rugby union in New Zealand. And another New Zealander, Kurt Sorensen. Oh, that's good play by Tate. Just couldn't get through the gap, but a very quick lad this. Grimmer. And the sixth tackle. Oh, Mackenzie looking to shape the ball away to a fire. That should be another 6 tackles. No, it's not. I think Kaloto thought it was another 6 tackles, but no. Referee Mr. Holsworth saying that. Hampson.
It's interesting to see, Ray, the style of marking that Widnes are playing. What they're doing, they're playing the wedge formation, where they're leaving one side of the field about 5 or 6 yards and bringing the man in. That's all right if you've got people like a fighter can cover back. But I think doing what they've just done could find them in big trouble.
And of course, you're always vulnerable to kicks like that on the outside, Ollie.
Exactly.
Good one there from Joe Lydon. Not played many games this season, had persistent hamstring trouble. But certainly it's been all Wigan attack. That's a good heel. Kaloto. A lot of interest in this lad. His school from New Zealand, Palmerston North, are over here at the moment on tour playing rugby in England, and I know they're watching him today. Offside.
I think there's one thing about John Holsworth, Ray. I don't think he leaves you in any doubt what the decision is and what it's for.
No, he's the most demonstrative referee, isn't he? Sorensen. Oh, that's a knock-on. It's significant there, this Wigan defence forcing both Sorensen and O'Neill to go sideways. I don't think Widnes would be advised to take Wigan on in a pack game. These youngsters, Wayne, Betts, they'll tackle all day. Feeding. Sean Edwards might not play scrum half so very often these days, but when he does, he knows how to feed. That's a good kick from Alan Tate. Good, sensible kick. Not looking to gain too much ground, just to keep possession. Grimmer.
It's nice, Ray, isn't it, when you watch some of these forwards like O'Neill, every one of the forwards now are looking round to lay the ball off. You know, gone are the days where you put your head down and just never looked anywhere. They're now looking to release the ball every time they get it.
If anything, though, Alec, I think at the moment the Widnes pack is a little bit flat. They're not really running from depth, are they?
No, I think Wigan are just marking them tight, and they realise that as long as they keep attacking them, they know where they're going.
Hanley. Joe Grimmer, the Widnes number 10 there, doing a lot of tackling in midfield. Edwards. That's a good ball to Byrne. He's got the overlap to Betts. This is where we'll see this number 11, Dennis Betts, a very quick lad, likes to hang on the outside. Shelford. Oh, that's a bad one. Darren Wright. Now then, can he go the length of the field? I think he will. Dean Bell. Is his momentum carrying him over? I think it's a try. Yes. And I think right decision by referee John Holsworth. Darren Wright just didn't have the legs at the final analysis. But when Dean Bell tackled him, if you carried over the line with your momentum, it's a try. And certainly that was a bad pass from Adrian Shelford. But
Well, what's Adrian Shelford here? He'll not believe this in a minute, because Darren Wright thinks, oh God, is this mine? And he puts his head back and he goes for the line. Joe Lydon in hot pursuit, but there's very little hope. Watch Dean Bell, he's flying here. His weight, how slippy the ground is, and his momentum takes him over. John Holworth's dead right.
I think Coach Doug Lawton will be praising all the 24 hours rain that we've had then, Alec.
Well, we did say, Ray, that that was going to be very important.
So, what should be a comparatively easy kick for Andy Courier. And it is. 71st goal of the season for Courier. Widnes then taking the lead, 6 points to 4.
Well, they say, if in doubt, stick. He never even looks. Look at Darren Wright. He cannot believe his eyes. Look at this. He's off. Big, long stride. Joe Lydon. Old Joe can run. He can't get near this lad. He's a young, up-and-coming boy. But look at Dean Bell. He's absolutely flying. Looks as though Joe tapped his hank, but too late.
Myler. Rick Thackeray. One of the unheralded stars, this lad Rick Thackeray, in this Widnes side. People tend to give all the glory and the fame to the other lads, but he's a real dedicated professional.
It'll be interesting also now, Ray, to see what that does to Widnes, because a try definitely perks a side up and it makes you run that little bit better and that bit stronger.
Yes, a little bit of a loose arm, I think. Mr. Wayne. Oh no. Judging that he was causing problems around the eyes. And I think one of the key marks about this game surely will be the discipline of these players, the side that gives the least number of penalties away, because there's very little between these two sides. They're two of the best sides in the rugby league.
Well, both sides do say, Ray, that you know, they are very well disciplined, and I would think at half-time Graham Lowe will definitely be having a word with Sean Edwards after that.
Good tackling by Wigan there. Ayres looking to get the ball away on the outside. A Widnes using this 16-stone Tongan, Imosi Kaloto, at the first receiver, hoping to drag in the defenders, then push the ball out wide here towards the Fire's wing. Typical Widnes tactics. Try to pull the cover inside, then give a Fire that yard on the outside. Courier, attempted drop. No. Difficult conditions for the drop ball attempt. Ian Potter.
I think what's going to be important in this game is Ray's stamina, because Widnes are a very fit side, and they've got a good pack of forwards, and they've got lads who keep on the move all the time. Now it could be about who can stay longest.
And I think any side, Alec, wants to get points on the board early in weather like this, don't they?
Oh yes, it's very important. Both sides have got off to a cracking start, and really, Ray, there's some good football being played.
Lydon, huge roar from the crowd. I think we thought Courier was offside, but Joe Lydon's taking advantage of it. Oh, but a good tackle. Excellent cover tackle there by Kaloto on Joe Lydon. I'm pretty sure Courier was offside, but Lydon took advantage of it and used the gap.
Just watch Joe Lydon here now, you know, as he flies down here now. Joe realises spotted Andy Courier.
Widnes certainly getting the better of these scrums, 3-1 so far. And that's the second time Tony Myler's lost the ball. Kevin Iro. Dermott. Byrne, Edwards. Surely got too much to do. Sean Edwards there, left with a good 30-yard gap between himself and Tony Iro. Not much he could do. Potter.
I think really he was running out of players then, Sean Edwards. There was no centre there of any shape or size.
Oh, that's a good one. Hanley's following. Oh, James missed it! No! was dead. And I do think Hanley was interfered with on the way there, Alec. I think he may have got there. O'Neill. Alan Tate certainly got away with that. Sorensen. And I think towards the second half, Alec, will see more high kicks like that.
Yes, obviously, it's going to be very important. But what's amazing is the amount of times that Widnes are losing the ball in very scoreable positions. This is the position where Wigan could put it to good use.
Edwards, Shelford, looking to make amends for that interception try. Yes, Mr. Holsworth spotted Kaloto.
Well, I don't think there's much brotherly love there, Ray, is there?
Yes, I don't think there's any doubt there what Mr. Holsworth's saying. You put a punch in, and I'm not having it. Well, he may have come from rugby union. He's only been in the game 6 weeks. But he certainly knows what to do with his hands.
Well, this is the thing we have with Ellery Hanley. A lovely deep kick by Shaun Edwards. Now, just watch as Ellery Hanley get obstructed anywhere here. It looks... Yes, he has. And that could have cost a try because Ellery just misses it by inches.
Wigan physio Keith Mills signalling that Adrian Shelford might receive attention. No, he looks to be okay. Looks a bit groggy. Or is he coming off? He's certainly got what appears to be a cut to the left of his eye. Yes, I think Shelford's coming off. 2-point chance for Leiden, and he takes it. So Kaloto pays heavily for that. 6 points each now to Widnes and Wigan. And Adrian Shelford off the field already.
Well, Ray, I don't think there was much countryman love there between Kaloto and Shelford, because that was a very, very hard tackle indeed. And John Holsworth...
And there is Andy Goodway, a Great Britain international second row. I think coming on the field much earlier than he wanted. He'd certainly be short of breath. He's been out of match fitness for 6 weeks. Goodway was the man of the match here for Wigan 2 years ago when they beat Warrington.
Well, if he's had appendicitis, Ray, I don't think they'll take him long before they'll test him for him. But Andy Goodway, a very, very good professional, and he cannot take him long to get back into this game.
I think Graham Lowe was probably hoping he just came on in the second half, though, Alec.
Yes, and it wouldn't be surprised if we saw the other substitution as well, Ray, because to have a man like Andy Gregory in a situation like this, it's got to happen sooner or later.
Grimmer. Oh, another one. That's the 4th time Widnes have lost this ball already. And certainly Kaloto not having the happiest of first halves. All the pressure here around this Widnes 25. Shaun Edwards to feed. Tony Iro. Sensible play that from Tony Iro. He saw that most of the pack lads were down, came in, did a little bit of help for them. Burn. Sean Wing. Wigan using these forwards to good effect. Very close to the rucks here. Edwards bringing them on. Dennis Betts. And the 6th tackle. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a high ball. Edwards. There is one. Yes. 25 drop. If the ball is caught now, inside the dead ball line, it's tapped on the 25-yard. Oh, Kurt Sorensen, he's got Rick Thackeray. Still going, it wasn't a tackle. That is. That's covered by Joe Lydon for Wigan.
That's good play by Widnes though, Ray. If you see how they dispatched the ball to the 25 as quickly as possible and caught Wigan a little bit flat-footed.
There's certainly some rivalry between these New Zealand lads, the Iros and Kaloto and Sorensen. There's no love lost, is there?
Well, I think what you've got to say is
well taken
one
by
came
fire.
from the rugby union background, Ray, and the other one from rugby league. I think there's bound to be that little bit of needle.
David Hume, that's a good ball to Sorensen. Oh, Widnes looking now. Richard Ayres. Not a knock-on. Grimmer. Suddenly Widnes roll, they've lost it again. And a knock-on. But really, that's the 5th occasion we've had so far in this match. The first half not yet gone and Widnes have lost the ball. You can't afford to lose so many tacklers against the side of Wigan's class. That's a good heave. Oh, good play. Courier there just couldn't keep his footing on the soft turf underneath. Kaloto. O'Neill.
I think what we can't see, Ray, is just that how hard the drizzle is. It's you know, a very, very strong drizzle, and it's making the ball very, very greasy. And I think this is what's causing Widnes to lose the ball.
And it's difficult to get off the mark on this run. Well taken by Steve Hampson.
That's the thing what surprises me, Ray, now, that the kicking of the ball behind the line, when you automatically bring it to a 25-yard tap, why, you know, not slipping the ball through on the ground?
Especially on weather conditions like this, it's wet, it's greasy, you know, it can bounce and provide a knock-on anywhere, can't it?
It certainly can.
Potter. Again, the tackling as keen as ever, as we would expect, not only in the final, but from two sides with two of the best defensive records in the First Division. Tackling. Certainly both teams here playing for position. The idea to kick your way down to the opposing 25-yard line and then tackle them out of the ball. Kaloto. Oh, that's a good pass. Just couldn't get away there, Richard Ayres. I think he got caught up in the David Hume tackle. Well taken by Steve Hampson. A tremendous jump. He tells me he goes to the local technical college and does a lot of trampolining to give him strength in those thighs, and he certainly got up there for that ball. Iro. That's a good ball for Tony Iro. Good tackle by Courier. Now that is allowed, but really it's very foolish these days because it just gives Wigan another 6 tackles. I can't see any point in kicking at the play the ball these days.
No, I think Rick Thackeray will think about that. It was a little bit harsh, but it's given Wigan that attacking chance again.
Score still Wigan 6, Widnes 6, just the Kevin Iro try and the Darren Wright try. Yes, you can play the ball to yourself if you're not being marked. There's some very sloppy play around the ruck situation here by Widnes. Hanley. just couldn't get the ball away. Byrne.
Well, I think that would have counted last night, Ray, for Bolton Wanderers, but I don't think it'll count today. I think Jed Byrne has been a little bit...
ambitious, I think, there with that, Alec. Widnes not really showing the fluency we normally expect of them, really. You know, they seem to be concentrating more on the pack battle here.
No, they're trying to take the ball down the middle, and it's very important, you know, when you've got people like Martin Afire in your side. He's not had one pass, and, you know, I don't think he's had one running chance.
Stevie Hampson. Bell. Dennis Betts again in that centre position, looking for the half break. A very quick second row. Wayne. Oh, looking for Hanley. Half a chance, but well held by Tony Myler. Takes a lot of strength to hold Hanley, a very powerful player, very quick off the mark. Wigan here with an overlap. "30 minutes gone in this first half. Widnes 6, Wigan 6, and really the defence is well on top. Another tester for Tate. Oh, he's taken it. Good recovery. And Ellery handed, very, very key to score. Adair's lost it again. Wigan ball. And time again, Widnes putting pressure on themselves. They're trying that one pass too many. John Wayne.
I make that 7 times now, Ray. They've lost the ball in their own 25 or just outside it.
Goodway. Edwards. Well, I don't think there's any way through there. Not especially when you meet a big lad like Kurt Sorensen. Hanley. Doing a lot of crossfield running, Ellery Hanley. He only needs half a gap, such is his strength. The 6th tackle. Hampson. Pressure again. On Tate. Richard Ayres. Yes, a penalty. Head-high tackle. Yes, all tackles. Head-high. Not illegal in rugby. Doesn't matter whether they're intentional or accidental. And Adrian Shelford coming back on. Well, I thought he'd cut his eye. He's had 3 stitches over that eye and a huge lump appearing under it, but he's back in the frame. And Wigan losing the ball. Oh, that's a good tackle by Hanley. Both these sides, Alec, appear at deadlock, don't they?
Yes, and it's going to take, you know, one side with that little bit extra pace, and at this moment in time, obviously, you know, it's the team that takes that chance when it matters. I'm very surprised here that Martin Afire has not come looking for the ball. He stayed on the wing.
Hume. Now then, here's Afire. Hampson. And Shelford. He looks a ferocious sight there with that bandage around. He likes the rough and tumble of this big Kiwi. That's a good kick. Punishing kick, sending Rick Thackeray back. Graham Lowe's tactics are obvious here this afternoon. Keep Widnes penned in this 25-yard area. Difficult to get out of here in these conditions. Very wet underfoot. Difficult to maintain your feet. And very difficult to get any real speed off the mark. Hume. Actually, I think David Hume, Alec, I mean, you were a scrum half. He's running away from the scrum instead of giving early ball, isn't he?
Yes, he's not playing for his stand-off. Obviously, he's carrying the ball that little bit too far. And when you've got people like a Fire and Tate in your side, you know, you need an early ball. You need to release it that little few seconds earlier.
And under the new rule this season, where the opposing scrum half has to stay back, he's got that space, hasn't he?
That's correct. And what is going to be interesting now is to see what happens at half-time, because I've got a feeling that Graham Law surely will not leave Andy Gregory sat on that bench when he's got Sean Edwards playing at number 6.
Well, that was a good kick by Tate. It was misjudged by Dean Bell.
And I think we're now moving into the danger zone, Ray, just before half-time, where a try at this time of the game would be very, very important.
Yes, just over 5 minutes to go in this first half. Wigan had all the pressure, but suddenly something can turn. Edwards to feed again. Mr. Holsworth wanting a good tunnel there, and he gets it. Bell. Quite some talk in Wigan this week when this lad Dean Bell, obviously a very fine player, was selected on the wing ahead of Mark Preston. Whether he has the speed for an out-and-out wingman, we can only tell.
Well, I think he's got a lot of pace, Ray. It's just a matter he's had so many matches or not. He's only played one game in 6 weeks, but he's a good player, and that little bit of experience, I think that's what Graham Lowe's gone for.
Edwards, Byrne. Hanley, that's a good ball to Kevin Iro. Hanley again, this is good rugby. Good tackle by Martin O'Fire. In fact, I don't think Hanley saw Sean Edwards inside. But really, when you think you've got a player like this, as agile as this, as lethal at scoring as this in your forwards, you've got to watch him all the time. Wigan. That's a good kick. Well picked up by Thackeray. Very tricky bounce that for Thackeray. Well, I wonder what Jonathan Davies is thinking. Could Doug Lawton use his pace at standoff? 4 minutes to half-time. Widnes lose it again. Here's a chance for Wigan. Dermot. And really, Alex, Widnes handing this match to Wigan.
Well, 9 times they've lost the ball, right? And really, they could be made to pay for it, because this is the ideal position for Wigan, where if they're going to score, this is the place to do it.
Good defence from Widnes. That's a good ball again from Edwards. Just look at Darren Wright there. He hooks that ball. He knows it's getting close to half-time. He'll settle for the hooter. Mackenzie, good ball to Sorensen. And I'm surprised, Alec, there hasn't been more running from the acting half-back position.
I think so, and I'll tell you something, I think he'll also be surprised. That's 3 times now that John Holdsworth has had Sean Wayne for off-the-ball tackles, and he's going to be a very lucky lad. I think he'll push it that little bit too far once too often.
Well, it looks as if it's some damage to the ribs there. He looks to be Phil Mackenzie, the Australian hooker. Widnes signed this lad, £30,000 from Rochdale Hornets. Very tough, gritty lad, as you have to do. Eddie MacDonald there, the Widnes assistant trainer, just giving him the magic sponge. Grimmer. Hume, Caloto.
He tends to disappear, this lad, out of the game. You know, he comes in for 5 minutes and disappears for 10. Whether it's the lack of inexperience in the game, I just don't know.
The looks a lack of, I don't know, seems strange to say about this with us, lack of confidence in midfield, that people don't relish taking the ball, Alex. 1 or 2 of the forwards taking it standing still, and then there's not the link between the half-backs and the pack.
No, they're lacking the support play, because they're just playing in odds and sods.
The fire, now then, can he get some space? That's a good ball. Now then, Andy Courier, but just Locatelli Hanley there covering across field. That was good play from Hanley. He was in on the near side of the field when a fire was looking dangerous, and then classic loose forward play. He knows what he was up to. He covered back and he forced Courier to kick because he knew he wouldn't get round this lad.
But I'd also like to think that if Dougie Lawton was watching this play, that surely he must see that Martin Offiah's got to have more ball.
Lydon. Betts. Just 1 minute to half-time. I think Widnes will settle for keeping play down at this end. That's a good kick from Joe Lydon. Playing the corner game, putting the ball deep to the corners. Oh, that's a bad loss. Well, I don't think Widnes, Alec, have gone more than 3 or 4 tackles in any sequence.
Well, they're living very dangerously, Ray, and certainly inside the 25 now. They've lost the ball on 10 occasions, and that could be very, very dangerous.
But so far they've got away with it. It's still only 6 points each. Hanley coming across on one of those crossfield runs. We saw him score against Bradford like this, on the same move. Very, very dangerous. But seconds ticking away. Just a few more seconds left for injury time. Wigan got to take advantage now of this sequence of tackles into injury time. Sean Edwards. That's a good ball to Tony Iro.
The way the game's going now, Ray, I'm very surprised that they didn't draw this ball back to the, to the sticks for the drop goal.
Good ball from Byrne. Still going. Wigan got a chance here. Oh no! Shelford couldn't hold the ball. There was a 3-4-1 overlap. And Widnes would hold this for their dear lives. Widnes twice winners of this trophy, but it's 10 years ago since they last won it. McKenzie, and yet again, dare I say it, Widnes lose the ball, but it's too late. It's Widnes 6, Wigan 6.
Well, Jonathan, that is rugby league at its hardest. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it seems much more physical game than rugby union. I don't think the weather's helped much. Both sides are losing a lot of possession, and but hopefully, the conditions and the weather, the wind and rain will be with Widnes in the second half.
To be fair to Wigan, they perhaps feel they've had the better of the first half. They've virtually been camped in the Widnes 25, haven't they?
Yeah, I think so. But if they can put some kicks down and play in the Wigan 25, hopefully they can score some tries.
It'd be nice to see Martin Offiah get the chance to have a run, wouldn't he? He hasn't had much opportunity so far.
Pardon?
Martin Offiah hasn't had much opportunity to run so far.
No, I don't think it's an open game really. The conditions are not suited to that. Hopefully we'll see him score in the second half.
Have you got itchy feet? Would you like to be out there?
No, I want to get some training sessions in first, and then we'll see how it goes then.
OK, Jonathan, thanks very much indeed. Look forward to the second half.
Yes, Bob, as tight a match as we could get, but I think Widnes have the advantage. The slight wind and drizzle now is at the backs, but they've got to break down this tight Wigan defence yet with a move of their own. I think once they've kicked their way down to the Wigan half, they need to play a much more expansive game. And I think, Alec, I'll be intrigued to see how long it is before Andy Gregory comes on this field. I mean, you can't really keep a player of this talent sitting on the bench too long, can you?
No, not really, and I would do it earlier rather than later, because there is going to be a problem where if he leaves Andy Gregory on the bench for too long, the game could be out of the reach, because if Widnes do go in the lead, I think they're going to be a very difficult side to pull back.
Yep. But Graham Lowe, a very good coach, very experienced coach, obviously knows what he's doing. Obviously thinks that the momentum of this Wigan side is going well. Referee Mr. Holsworth just checking with his touch judges before letting Joe Lydon restart. And I think Widnes coach Doug Lawton will have had something to say about the Widnes handling of it.
Yes, I think he would have said to them, well, listen, let's get plenty of resin on this second half, and let's keep hold of the ball, and let's play 6 tackles. But I wouldn't be surprised, Ray, to see a lot of deep kicks now into the Wigan half, because this drizzle is very strong, and it's coming down quite hard.
Ian Potter pulled muscles in the stomach at in that first half. He'll not return, so both Shelwood and Goodway will stay on the field. Good tackle by O'Fire. Well, it was a good tackle, but Stevie Hampson kept going. Yes, and once again, playing it again. Widnes not marking at the play of the ball. And again, this man, Caloto, hitting out at a Wigan player. Very, very silly, because indiscipline like this can only cost a game.
I think Caloto was a little bit peeved that first tackle there. He actually catches his own man, Grimmer. Now, just watch him here. He doesn't half let a pile driver go here. He's lucky to stay on the field, actually.
Yes, he's a big lad, but he's got to learn the discipline in the game. I think he did take a knock himself. And there is Andy Gregory. I think relishing the situation of him being on the bench, this Great Britain scrum half, coming on with the sand bucket.
He's probably telling Joe Lydon now to kick the goal and, you know, which way to swing it in from.
He certainly enjoys himself. Not the easiest of kicks for Joe Lydon. We'll notice he's teed this ball right high up on the sand because of the conditions underfoot. 45 yards, it looks a good one though, it is. And that's 2 points for Wigan, and that's really how indiscipline should be punished. 8 points to 6 now for Wigan. And in a game as tight as this, you can't afford to incur the referee, Mr. Holsworth's wrath. Earlier in the season, Alex Douglas was telling me that he had problems with the Widnes side giving penalties away, and you know, he thought he had cured it.
Yes, well, I think Caloto obviously is a new boy to the Widnes setup, and he was a little bit taken aback then. He actually cracked his own player, and he thought it was one of the other Wigan lads, and retaliated.
Edwards distributing this ball well to Goodway. I think one of Graham Lowe's problems will be whether Andy Goodway can keep going for the full game. He's been out so long, and Paul Hume, the Widnes substitute, looking to be coming on. All well taken by O'Fire. I don't think really Martin O'Fire expected the ball to go into touch, and I don't think he expected to get that obstruction. It really was played for.
Well, I don't think he expected the Wigan players to move out of his way, because it was a kick to nowhere, and he just hoped that there would a gap appear, but it didn't.
And Paul Hume coming on, and I think for the big Tongan lad, Imosi Caloto, very difficult game for this lad Caloto to come into. Very inexperienced in the game.
I think he's got a bad cut over his eye ray. He took one belt off one of his own players.
Jedburn spotting the gap, but well covered by Alan Tate. And Paul Hume in straight away. Very good all-round forward, this lad. Came in at hooker for Great Britain in that third test win back in Sydney. Tony Iro. Certainly two powerful lads, these Iro brothers. Both of them 15 stone. And Wigan looked the more confident side. To Betts.
They looked a lot better organised, Ray Wigan. They're moving the ball out, and they know where every player is, where Widnes seem to play in ones and twos.
Dermot. Andy Goodway. And Wigan actually running from depth. Hampson. Keeping the pressure on, keeping Widnes going back. Good little dribble kick there by Steve Hampson. A lot of competition between these two full-backs. The Rugby League authorities named the Great Britain side to play France on Tuesday. And these are the two full-backs in contention. Tony Myler, a kick and a chase for a fire. Dean Bell, but well covered. I think since Widnes used that trick against St Helens club, I think most clubs have caught on now, haven't they?
Yes, well, it's obviously, the only thing again was, if you noticed then, there was no full-back there. They spotted the full-back. It's when the full-back comes up in the line, and it's a good job that Dean Bell, with the experience he had, was dropping back.
Wayne. Joe Grimmer appealing there to the referee, putting both arms up, doesn't want to get penalised. Lydon. And that's a good kick. Oh, that's a superb kick from Lydon. He spotted the Widnes cover up very, very quickly, pushed it through. And there looks to be an off-the-ball incident. Joe Lydon looks to have gone over on his ankle. And this is one of the problems on this type of football surface. There's not as much grass on a football pitch as a rugby league pitch. And when you get wet weather like this, it's difficult.
This is the Lydon incident, Ray. Just watch it as he kicks the ball. I didn't quite see what happened here, and it looks as though he's gone over on his ankle, and as he's gone through, it looks like he's twisted as he's gone down.
Yes. And penalty to Wigan. Widnes offside at the scrum. And Joe Lydon hobbling, but I'm sure the Wigan physiotherapist Keith Mills won't want to bring him off. Wigan on the attack. Shelford. Edwards. Byrne. Oh, fire! Just couldn't get away to Kurt Sorensen. Lost it again. Dennis Betts. Good run from this Wigan youngster. Used to be a soccer player with Manchester United, still at college, but making his way in the game with Wigan. Hanley again, drifting out to the flanks all the time, this loose forward. Oh, that's a good run from Hanley. He brooks it off the fire. He's in touch. Just how dangerous this loose forward is, especially when he's coming across field. He launches himself on these sort of 45-degree angle runs.
This is great play by Hanley. Now just watch as he picks out here. He picks out Martin Fire. He knows he's not the best tackler in the world, and it's only by the grace of God some cover gets across and just puts him in touch.
So the pressure on Widnes. And it's Wigan ball again. Widnes lost it again. That's twice already. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. It looked to be lost. He's played advantage there.
I was just going to say, Ray, about Kurt Sorensen getting into this game. He's the captain.
And as we can see, I think, just at the right psychological moment, Andy Gregory about to come on. Sleeves rolled up. This little Popeye of a figure. Very strong lad. And Widnes really having to kick their way out of trouble. Hampson. I think Tony Myler thought that Steve Hampson kicked out with his feet there. Andy Goodway. Good run from Goodway when you think that this lad's been out of the game for 6 weeks with appendicitis.
You've got to look as though Wigan, Ray, look as though they want to run with the ball, where Widnes are, losing the ball and playing just in on ones. Every time Wigan get the ball, they're making 10, 15 yards of ground.
Byrne. Edwards again. No way through there. Just 10 minutes gone in this second half. Wigan in the lead, 8 points to 6. And commanding. Really punishing Widnes. And here is the man himself, Andy Gregory, valued at £200,000 on the transfer market in rugby league circles. And It looks as if Joe Lydon's going to come off. But a huge roll for Gregory. And that ankle problem for Lydon, putting him on the sideline.
But what a nice position to be in, Ray, when you can bring a bloke like Andy Gregory on the field, move Sean Edwards to number 6 and put Jed Byrne to centre. It's really not made no difference whatsoever to the three-quarter line, although they'll miss Joe Lydon very badly.
Yep, but I think in these conditions, wet, difficult underfoot, with Gregory's short slip passes in midfield, he could be providing the gaps.
Yes, that's right, but there's only one thing. They've took that little bit of pace off which Lydon has, and he normally latches onto one or two of them Gregory passes.
Which might be exposed with Jed Byrne out in the centre now. So, Widnes under pressure. Can they weather the storm? Losing by 8 points to 6. Joe Grimmer.
I think every time they get in the ball, Widnes, they're driving it into the Wigan forwards, and Wigan, the forwards are holding them very comfortably. There's no organisation, and I think this is the first time we've seen the captain since the second half started.
Forward pass. Widnes really, Alex, seems to have forsaken the sort of expansive game that they've become renowned for, haven't they?
Well, they've come forward by playing rugby, Ray, but they're certainly not playing that today. They're playing individual football.
Hanley coming more and more into the game now, more prominent, this lad Hanley. John Wayne. Gregory. That's good rugby. And these Wigan forwards beginning to make inroads. Good way, Hanley on the outsides. Tony Iro. Edging closer, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a drop goal. Edwards, Gregory. Oh, beautiful pass to Hanley, but he's lost it. And well picked up by Tate. Very well picked up by Tate, very cool, very calm. And good play from Paul Hume there, taking the ball away. Brother David. And the rain, the mist, really beginning to come down now. Widnes in trouble, trailing 8 points to 6. Phil McKenzie. And it's very difficult to get to the other end of the field, Alec, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They're lacking that little bit of leadership there. They're just playing the game as though if somebody makes a break, well, hope somebody gets with them. There's no organisation and there's very little thought about what they're doing.
Well, in the Widnes dressing room, Doug Lawton has a poem, If, by Rudyard Kipling, pinned up there. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs. And it's still only a 2 points difference. We've seen Widnes come back from behind. Gregory. Tony Iro. Significant to see Gregory already gone to first receiver here to direct operations. That's a good pass. And that's a better one. To Kevin Iro. He's got Dean Bell outside him. Oh, he's ignored him.
You know, Ray, just halfway through last season, we was wondering at passes from Wally Lewis of 20 and 30 yards. And when you see people like little Andy Gregory doing that, there's nothing wrong with our game.
Well caught by Hampson. He's lost it. And that's a drop out, but that was superb play by Steve Hampson. He caught that Edwards kick. Just couldn't get the pass out, but the pressure on Widnes. "15 minutes gone in this second half. Just that extra Joe Lydon goal. Widnes 6, Wigan 8.
I'm being honest, Ray, that Wigan are bombarding Widnes. They've not been out of their own half all the second half.
No, tremendous defence by Widnes. One's really got to admire this. The tackling, first class. But at some stage, A gap comes. And then again, Alec, very often when a side has been attacking and attacking, the pendulum swings, doesn't it?
Yes, but I do believe that Wigan are too experienced to allow this to happen.
Hanley, looking for support. Dermot, Betts. Wigan holding this ball better. Edwards, Gregory again. No advantage. Andy Courier just couldn't take advantage of that Wigan slip.
I think Widnes have got to start moving this ball about, Ray. There's nowhere they can leave a fella like Martin Fire stood on the wing without a pass.
Gregory, oh, that's good play on the blind side. But a good covering tackle from his opposite number, Davy Hume. These were the two scrum halves in Australia. Hanley, across field again, looking for the gap. Constant Wigan pressure. 8 points to 6 for Wigan. Byrne. Iro. Dean Bell. Well, Alec, Wigan are throwing everything at this Widnes line, but it's still holding, isn't it?
Well, that's right, and you know what they say, if it had been a boxing match, it'd have been stopped at a technical knockout.
Well taken again, well covered, well recovered by Alan Tate. Had a good game at full-back, under a lot of pressure. Paul Hume. And one of the problems for Widnes here now, very few of the forwards seem to be able to make a half break, to get the ball to the centres, and the kicks are just not long enough to take the pressure off them. Penalty.
I think what Wigan mustn't get, Ray, if there's anything, is get complacent, because they're well on top, they're doing everything right, they've no opponents coming at them with any force, so all they've got to do is just do the basics right.
Oh, and that is a magnificent kick from Tate. Pushing Wigan back to the halfway line. And a chance at last for Widnes to cross that halfway line. Hume. Well, Widnes, they've weathered the storm. Excellent defence. Can they turn the attack? Richard Ayres. Still can't get over that halfway line, Alec, can they?
No, you've got to admire the way Wigan's tackling, and to me, Widnes have got to have somebody who's going to run forward the ball.
Sorensen. Mike O'Neill. Knock on. Yes, and I think that knock on really coming from the pressure, the Wigan pressure, the tackling, and the fact that there really is a lack of coordination there in the Widnes midfield.
I think that knock-on was very costly, because this could have been a penalty. Just watch here as Widnes got the ball. Now watch Jed Byrne as he knocks it out of his hands. Watch what happens here. They held him back and he could have picked that ball up. That could have been a penalty to Wigan.
It's Wigan ball again. Oh, that's a good break by Shelford, but Grimmell's got him. Edwards. Maybe only 3 points difference, but those 2 points to Wigan are vital. That's a good ball to Betts. Goodway. No, Goodway. And I think a drop goal's worth an attempt here, Alex.
Well,
straight in front of the post. I mean, 3 point difference is better than a 2.
Well, I think Wigan will want to try here, eh? I don't think they're going for drop goals.
Oh, is that an obstruction? Well, Martin Dermot certainly went down heavily, but Mr. Holsworth on the spot gave his decision. Widnes, oh, now then, Rick Thackeray. Still going. Tremendous piece of rugby from Widnes. Can that lift them? Suddenly, from the depths of defence to the attack, Tony Myler. Paul Hume. No, good tackle by Hanley.
I think we'll start seeing also now Martin Offiah just coming inside and looking for this ball, because there's no way he's going to get it on the wing. He's not had one pass all afternoon.
And Widnes at last having a taste of the attack. Here's a short ball to Courier. To Thackeray. The knock-on. I think really the pass would have been better intended if it had gone to that number 1 there, Alan Tate. There was no need to miss the man out. In fact, I think it's one of the weaknesses of the modern game in rugby league. Far too many
I can't
players.
understand it. If you watch Martin Offiah, he's just looping round here. Now just watch the short ball's on here, but for some reason the long ball is preferred.
Yes, everybody these days, Alex, seems to be missing the man out, don't they?
That's right, and it could be very costly, you know, Ray, because the short ball, once you do give the short ball, the man is free, and it's almost sure it's a try.
So Widnes weathered the storm for just over 20 minutes. And they come back. It takes character to do this, especially in conditions like this. Kurt Sorensen, we might not have had many tries, but certainly there's no lack of excitement for this crowd. Hume, Joe Grimmer. Widnes's record 7 final here, just won it twice. Alan Tate. And Widnes now edging nearer to that Wigan line. Hume. Oh, just looking for the run around there. Tony Myler. Phil McKenzie. And the 6th tackle. Tate, Courier, forward pass. And a forward pass on the 6th tackle means that the ball's handed over to Wigan. Gregory settling things down. 18,000 pounds at stake here for the winners. And that's a bad slip by Sean Wayne.
I think them's the kind of slips, Ray, what really can cost you a match, especially when it's the next mistake could be very, very costly and could win it either side the match.
Hume. Paul Hume. Oh, good play by Alan Tate. To Offiah. Back to Darren Wright, but it's a forward pass. But good cover by Wigan. Very few sides have been able to stop that combination of Tate and Offiah. And Joe Lydon looks to have had treatment on that ankle. And coming back, and I think that coach Graham Lowe needs to inject a little bit more pace in that three-quarter line. I think that's why he's patched Lydon up and got him back on the field. Gregory.
I think what he realises, Ray, that with Gregory on the field and Joe Lydon outside, he's not just a try stopper, he's also a try scorer.
Kevin Iro.
I think one or two of the Wigan lads are just looking where Martin is and running straight for him. I don't think he's tackled him all afternoon.
As an ex-forward, Alec, I can sympathise with these packs. They've really worked hard on this. There's got to be one loser.
Yes, well, I think Wigan really deserve to be in front, Ray. I think they're the better side. I think they're playing better football, and the tackling's been first class.
Edwards. Joe Lydon. Just 15 minutes to go. Tony Iro. But a good cover tackle from David Hume. This Widnes scrum half hangs back as a sweeper, puts those sort of tackles in. Gregory. That's an interesting kick. Offiah now then. Got the pace to beat. Dean Bell, but not to go away from him.
Widnes seem to be, you know, really not knowing what to do, Ray, because they're really under a lot of pressure from Wigan, and they don't seem to have a lot of idea what to do. They're just playing in individual, and Wigan are just taking them at leisure.
David Hume. And Wigan forcing them into these kicks, but all that it does is put the relentless pressure back on you. And when these two Iro brothers get running, it's like two very, very fast, speedy second-row forwards. Gregory. Sean Wayne.
I think we'll see cup-tie football played now, Ray, because Gregory is going to angle 9% of this ball, and he knows what to do. He'll just play it hard and low and keep these forwards driving it in and keep pressure on Widnes.
Yes, Wigan got that 2 points difference, 8 points to 6. They're in control as long as they stay in this Widnes half. Oh, that's a good break by Gregory. But an obstruction. Little Andy Gregory looking for the gap, but crossing adjudged by Mr. Holsworth.
Well, I don't know about this. This could be very touch and go, but John Holsworth's right on the spot. There's no doubt about it. He does take a man out of the game, and Andy Goodwin made a mistake not putting his hands up.
And a knock-on. Well, Dean Bell looks aghast at that. He looks surprised. But you don't change a referee's decision by complaining. You can shake your head, you can nod, but Mr. Holsworth won't change it.
I think Dean Bell would be more disgusted with himself, Ray, for, you know, dropping the ball.
Oh, and another drop ball. Well, I think if Widnes do lose this game, Alec, I think that this has got to be the cause. The amount of possession they've given away.
Yeah, but I think they've lost a lot of ball, Ray. But not only that, they've had a lot of indiscipline, and all they seem to do is want to... Wigan will play on this all afternoon. I mean, there's no doubt about this. Just watch it. They've got the ball again here. Now watch Ellery Hanley. He picks it up. Now watch young Paul Hume. He comes in, he tackles him, and he's not happy with that. Another man comes in.
And kicks like that one from Lydon put you 40 yards back. Gregory. Shelford. Had a good strong game, this number 8. He suffered with a rib cartilage tear in midweek. He's got stitches over his eye. It's Wigan prop, but he's still going. Betts.
I think if any side is going to score, Ray, it definitely looks like Wigan. They look more menacing every time they get the ball.
And yet they can't break this Widnes line, can they? Gregory to Hanley. Here's a chance. Hanley's in. Yes, the perfect combination. Just as I said, they couldn't break the Widnes defence. It was a little jinking run by Andy Gregory. The perfect substitution gave Ellery Hanley the gap, and there was no stopping him. And delight on those Wigan faces. That could be the try.
What did you say, Ray? You can't break the Widnes defence, and just look what happens. Mr. Ellery, Mr. Magic himself, and that, I think, is the clincher.
Certainly a typical Ellery Hanley try. He broke the record last week for the number of tries in Division 1 rugby. And here he is in Cup Rugby, and these tries, well, they were 5 or 10. And a difficult kick for this try by Ellery Hanley. No wonder the Western Suburbs club in Australia are playing £3,000 a season, £3,000 a match for Hanley's services in the summer. And a difficult kick for Lydon there. Out, right on the touchline. He's trying to get plenty of loft in this ball. He does do, but he doesn't get the direction. So, 10 minutes to go. Wigan 12, Widnes 6.
And this is why you bring a little man, Mr. Gregory, on. Have a look at the ball. Now, this is what he does. He slips it out here, and watch. Look at the ball. A beautiful ball, and this man does finish these off. No problems. Good try. That's the winner.
And this man, Adrian Shelford, certainly bossing the middle here now. It's surprising when you've got another 6 points on your belt, how forwards come more strongly. Penalty again.
I think this is what it's about, Ray, isn't it? It's in discipline. I've never known this from a Widnes side for a long, long time, but they've certainly given a lot of penalty away, and losing as much ball as that, it is absolutely fatal.
Certainly, time and time again, Alec, they've been punished by Mr. Holsworth with these kicks. Dermot to Shelford. He seems to want the ball all the time, this lad now.
I think the Wigan forwards, Ray, think they've got the upper hand, and they're holding and calling all the shots, and they can't see any fear from this Widnes pack.
Wigan 12, Widnes 6, that vital 6-point lead. And really, Widnes got to do something dramatic. But all the possession now really going towards Wigan. And Gregory and Edwards commanding the show in midfield. These two cocky half-backs. There's Gregory again, Edwards again. 8 minutes left to play. Hanley. Oh, I think he should have passed it that time, should Ellery.
It's very ominous, though, for Widnes, Ray, that every time Ellery gets the ball now, he wants to run with it. And he's not been doing that for a long time, but he's certainly doing it today.
But a credit to both these sides' defence. Well, that should be another 6 tackles. To Betts. Oh, Betts has got a chance. He's going himself. No, didn't get the ball down. Fire just managed to push him in goal there. And Widnes desperate now to keep this ball moving. To Mike O'Neill. See Widnes standing still.
It's the old thing, Ray. Nobody wants to run with the ball, and there's only one man on the field who can get him any kind of results, and that's the fellow on the wing.
Well, it's moving towards him now. Tony Myler. Oh, bad pass. But the support wasn't with him.
But it's the thing, Ray, all season that kind of thing has been coming off for Widnes. Today, they've been doing things like that, and they've been getting punished for it.
Bell. And a good attendance here of over 20,000 despite the torrential rain all morning.
I think if I was giving a man of the match, Ray, I'd give it this fella Shelford. I think he's had a tremendous game. I think he's never stopped working, you know, and he's got 4 stitches in his eye.
Now then, a kick and a chase, but look at the man back, and I think there's another contender, Alec, for the man of the match, is Ellery Hanley. In defence, he's done some tremendous work. 6 minutes left. Widnes 6 points adrift.
I think Wigan are really playing confident football now, Ray. They look as though they know they're going to win the cup, and they're just saying, well, come on, we'll take the ball to you. You've not done it all afternoon. I can't see anything changing now.
Still plenty of talent, though, in this Widnes side, if they can just get the ball and string the sequence of 6 tackles together. And the 6th tackle. Joe Lydon coming up, looking for the kick, the probing kick through the line. There it is. Widnes have got to move this ball. They've got 5 minutes to play. Oh, Mike O'Neill. Oh, and a knock-on. Well, I think Mike O'Neill would have got that ball back. It hit the Wigan player, but Tony Myler just couldn't hold it on the floor.
The man of the match this afternoon receives £250 and an inscribed cut glass decanter. This afternoon has been awarded to the captain of Great Britain, Wigan, number 13,
Absent. Very silly, very silly. Widnes can't afford to be doing this. Ellery Hanley there, the Wigan skipper, the Great Britain skipper, man of the match, earns £250 and a Memorial Cup glass decanter. That's a good ball against the head. Gregory using the blind side well. Lovely little chip kick, but I think O'Fire's just got that extra yard. He has. But the pressure again, still on Widnes.
Well, I wonder what this lad's thinking now. I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder, should I have gone to Wigan? I'm sure he must have been. What is going through his mind at the moment? He's got to learn the game. He knows what it's going to be like.
Well, you were a great admirer of him, Alec. You know, you tried him for St Helens. What do you think? Where do you think Widnes could use him then in this side now?
Well, I think as soon as possible they've got to put the lad in. He knows what it says. He's a great football player. He'll have no problem adjusting to this game. He'll adapt very well.
Shelford. Three minutes to go. Wigan holding on to this lead, 12 points to 6. A lot of graft, a lot of hard work from that Wigan pack. Shelford, especially in the front row, and Sean Wayne.
I mean, that's unusual, Ray. That's the first ball that Wigan have dropped in this second 40 minutes. But they are really playing with a lot of confidence.
David Hume, and foot up. Now then, is this Widnes' last chance? They need a good kick here from Alan Tay. Just 2.5 minutes to go. 6 points adrift. A good 30-40 yards kick. And it is one. It is a good kick. Surely Widnes' last chance. They've got to string 6 tackles together here. And they've got to get the ball out to the wings. Sorensen.
They certainly look as though they're lacking idea with Ray. They're just standing in ones and twos, and they've no idea what's going on.
2 minutes to go. David Hume. That's a good tackle from Shelford. I think I would agree with you, Alex. Shelford's seriously been a contender for man of the match, hasn't he?
That's right. But having said that, Ray, you could have picked any one of 6 from Wigan. They've really played well. I think they've totally deserved to be
Tony
in front.
Myler, Michael Neal.
I think it just shows you how much they contain in Widnes. Widnes are just running around in circles.
Widnes trying to get the ball out at all costs. 1.5 minutes to go. Desperate to move the ball, but this tackling very, very strong by Wigan. Mackenzie can't get it away. Now then, 6th tackle. Will they try a last spurring up and under? Darren Wright. Andy Goodway takes it comfortably. 1 minute to go. The Wigan side should absorb these 6 tacklers now. 12 points to 6.
I think you'll just see, Ray, exactly what you said. Wigan will play the ball up the field, and Joe Lydon, in any case, will just belt it down the field.
Well, unless it looks as though he's got cramp or knee problem. Unless Wigan lose this ball, I can't see Widnes coming back now. 30 seconds to go. Wigan in control. 12 points to 6. About to win this John Player Special Trophy for a record 4th time. They held it jointly with Warrington. They beat Leeds in 1983. They beat Hull Kingston Rovers in 86. Warrington in 87. And now it looks as though Widnes are to go under as well. Into injury time.
Well, surely, Ray, Widnes will move this ball along the line at any cost. It doesn't matter where it goes as long as it gets out to the wing.
They've got to do. And I don't think O'Fire actually has received one pass in a running position.
He's not had one running chance all the game, and that has been the difference. Wigan have outplayed them, they've outthought them, and certainly they've been the better side.
Well, there is the heater. Sean Wayne looks delighted. Sean Edwards leaps in the air. 12 points to 6 for Wigan. Applause all round I think for a very hard game, not the most spectacular of rugby league matches, but very influential, those two men, Ellery Hanley and Adrian Shelford. Hanley's try coming on after that masterly substitution by Andy Gregory. And Hanley, I think, wanting to take his players across to that huge contingent of Wigan supporters. And little Andy Gregory, it was his pass that put Hanley in the clear. And so Wigan proceed on. They've gone 15 consecutive cup ties last season and this season now. They won the Challenge Cup last season. They won the Lancashire Cup before Christmas. And now the John Player Cup. And I think the question's going to be, as we start the Challenge Cup rounds on Grandstand in 3 weeks' time, who's going to stop these cup fighters? And Ellery Hanley, doesn't he? He looks as though he's just won his first medal there.
Well, I think that's how important it is. What about the coach? He looks a little bit excited, and this he doesn't get. He's a quiet man. Look at him. He looks like he's got rid of the Valium and everything's come loose.
Well, I think a lot of pressure on Graham Lowe this week, especially over the controversial decision to put Gregory on the bench. It's all paid off. And Wigan about to come up for the trophy. It takes Wigan's earnings over the 18 years of this competition to well over £63,000. But I think on the day it's the trophy that matters best. And Ellery Hanley, how many times is he accustomed to holding these cups aloft in his arms? £18,000 prize money. And a nice gesture there from Ellery, just shaking hands with one or two of the handicapped Wigan supporters. So Hanley, for the fourth record-breaking time to receive this John Player Special Trophy from Mr. Hickman, the Director of Imperial Tobacco, and David Oxley, the Director General of the Rugby League. And on that trophy, the only clean player in the game. Tremendous performance from Wigan and Hanley. Wigan 12, Widnes 6, and a record fourth occasion. And I think that champagne will soon be open in the dressing room.